Dear students, today I would like to discuss the topic Gauss's law. Okay, before going to discuss this topic, I would like to show you two diagrams. Okay, suppose it is a closed surface. Okay, and inside it there is a positive charge. Suppose point charge plus q. Then what will happen? From the point charge, some electric field lines will come out. Okay, like this, like this. That means if you have to calculate the flux, suppose for a small portion, suppose ds area is ds, okay, electric field lines are coming out, then electric flux will be what? Electric flux through this small area, E vector dot ds vector. And if you have to calculate the total flux for the whole surface, then you have to put here integration. Since it is closed, you have to use this symbol. Okay, close integration. And this is the total flux through the whole closed surface. And according to Gauss, the net flux through any closed surface is, that means not net flux means this one, net flux through any closed surface is equal to net charge inside the closed surface divided by electric permittivity, means epsilon naught. Okay, this is the formula. And see here, I have written two statements here. Okay, now you will understand better way. According to Gauss's law, the total electric flux, this one, total electric flux means phi is equal to integration E vector dot ds vector through a closed surface is equal to this one, the net charge enclosed by the closed surface. Net charge means whatever charge is there. If there were many charges, you have to add up all the charges. Okay, since here I have considered only one, this is the net charge. Suppose net charge enclosed by the closed surface is q, is divided by electric permittivity in the free space, and this is the formula. Or you may write the second statement also. Okay, according to Gauss's law, the net electric flux passing through any closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge q present inside it. 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge q present inside it. That means you may write q into 1 by epsilon naught, means 1 by epsilon naught times means into net charge enclosed by the closed surface, not outside. Suppose there were q1 q2 charges, you don't have to consider q1 and q2, since this q1 and q2 are there outside the closed surface. Only you have to consider the net charge enclosed by the surface. Okay, this is the Gauss's law. Now proof. Okay, I will read this note later on. Just I would like to prove. Okay, proof means suppose there is a point charge plus q. One thing I want to tell you, in higher class you will get in a different way the proof, but here in high secondary level you require the simplest one. Suppose this is a point charge plus q. Okay, and you have to consider a Gaussian spherical surface. Okay, by the way, what is Gaussian surface? I think you don't have idea about it. Gaussian surface means it is a surface which is regular in shape. Suppose sometimes you have to consider cylinder, sometimes sphere, sometimes maybe cube. Okay, regular shaped body means Gaussian surface is a regular shaped body. It will help you to calculate electric field intensity E vector. Later on I will discuss more about it. Okay, and you will understand better after discussing this topic. Okay, now suppose this is a Gaussian spherical surface having radius what? R, and this is a point charge at center O. Now surface area of the whole Gaussian surface, spherical Gaussian surface is S. S equal to what? Suppose 4 pi r square. Now if I divide the whole surface S into small portion, one small portion is suppose ds. Suppose this one, this area of this small portion is suppose ds. Now see, since this is a what point charge positive, that is why electric field line will go radially what? Outward direction. Suppose electric field intensity is E vector. That means if you consider this point P, electric field intensity at this point is what? E vector. Okay, and one thing I would like to tell you that At every point on the Gaussian surface, electric field intensity magnitude is same, but directions are different. See here, suppose this plus q, electric field intensity at this point is along this direction, at this point along this direction, E vector. Directions are different everywhere. Everywhere means they will move, but radially they will move. Okay, but electric field intensity is radially outward at every point. Magnitude is same, direction may be different. And if you draw an area vector over ds area, that means like this, ds area vector I discussed. Area vector represents what? Magnitude of this. The length of this means ds vector represents what? Area of this surface, small surface ds, and direction is always means always outward, perpendicular on area ds. Now see, angle between E vector and ds vector is what? Theta equal to 0 degree, always parallel. If you draw ds here also, what will happen? Ds along this direction, since it is normal, and electric field is always radially outward. Here also it is theta equal to 0 degree. So concentrate here only. Now see, since electric field intensity magnitude is same at every point on the Gaussian surface, at every point the value is what? Q by r square. Okay, now what is the net flux? Flux equal to what? Flux equal to flux through the whole flux through the small portion ds. Suppose this ds, flux through the small portion ds is what? E vector dot ds vector. All of you know about it, I have already discussed. Now if you have to calculate the net electric flux, then you have to integrate. Okay, that means contribution due to whole for every ds elementary area you have to add up. That means if you integrate, you will get what? Now see, integration, since angle between E vector and ds vector is what? 0 degree. E ds cos 0 degree. Cos 0 degree means 1, and E is constant or same at every point on the sphere. That is why it will come out from the integration. And ds. Integration of ds means what? S. Means whole surface area. If you add the whole, means every small ds, all small ds, means small element, you will ultimately you will get the whole spherical area. And E means what? This one, Q by r square. The magnitude is constant at every point. And S means already I told 4 pi r square. Now see, 4 by cancel, r square cancel, then Q by epsilon naught. And this is the proof of Gauss's law, and this is the Gauss's law. Okay, it is the simplest way to find out the Gauss's law, but in higher class all of you will get in a different way where several charges will be there. Okay, now I would like to discuss the note. Okay, whatever I discussed I have written in this way, in a systematic way. Suppose let a point charge plus q is located at the center O of a Gaussian surface of radius r. It is a Gaussian surface, spherical in shape, having radius r, and point charge plus q is located at the center O. The magnitude of electric field intensity is same at every point on the Gaussian surface. At every point electric field intensity is E, and its direction is radially outward. I have drawn only one. Okay, this is the direction of electric field intensity at this point. Okay, whose magnitude is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. Now net electric flux through the Gaussian surface is what? Means through the whole Gaussian surface. And phi means electric flux through ds. This ds is what? E vector dot ds. Since we are going to calculate net flux, that is why integrate. And this circle means what? Close, means net. And E vector dot ds vector means E ds cos theta, means here 0 degree. And after calculation you will get E into S. Already I have discussed, and value of E is this one, value of S is 4 pi r square. After calculation you will get phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. This is the Gauss's law. Okay, and I would like to finish this topic here only, and if you want to write the note, you can pause the video and you can write and you can prepare. Okay, and next video I would like to discuss few numericals related to Gauss's law. Till then, bye.